Hi, this is Miss Kitty, and I am doing a video blog in regards to narcissistic abuse. And I am doing this video blog not only for myself and my journey of self-healing, but also for others like yourself that are out there that are struggling to either get out of a narcissistic abusive relationship or are out and are just looking for resources, um, such as what I've done. So, to share a little bit of my story, again, I have been in a narcissistic or was in a narcissistic abusive relationship for 11 years, very long time. And I managed to hold on. I feel that I am definitely a survivor of very deep traumatic psychological abuse, someone who suffered through post traumatic stress disorder repeatedly. And so, how did I come to understand that the person that I was with was narcissistic? Well, I realized early on in the relationship this person's lack of empathy. That was the biggest sign. And it would be things such as me saying, "Hey, you've hurt my feelings. We were talking about something," and they would completely disregard what I was saying. In fact, they would go to lengths as far as telling me that I'm too sensitive. I I heard them wrong. I have a bad memory, so they didn't say it that way. It could be that they would say, "How dare you accuse me of that? Look at you." And so they would switch it around, where then it would become about me. And mind you, this would be just what should be a very simple topic of this is what you said, it hurt my feelings, and I'm not feeling quite right or whatever, about what you said. Let's talk about that. And they would become very defensive, very angry. And this is a person who said they were in love with me, that I was the one, that I was it. And in these moments, right when I would share how I feel, is when they would break it off with me immediately, cut me off. They would cut me off and say, "I'm not going to be with you anymore. You're worthless." And of course, this is very traumatic. And I later found out through my own journey that I had a lot of issues that I needed to discover as far as abandonment issues. And so this triggered me completely. It triggered me and became very sad and hurtful and hurt. And this hurt. And when I would cry and I would be sobbing, and "Why are you doing this? I don't understand. I'm just trying to tell you that you hurt my feelings," and we talk about it. And I was left confused. And so then what this person would do would be they would say, "Oh, look at you. Look at, how you're behaving, and no wonder I don't want to be with you. You can't even put yourself together." Well, this went on for a long time. And it what also happened is this person started isolating me from my friends. And the way that they did that, which was in a very covert way, um, it would be stuff like, "Well, I don't like your friend, I think they're this," or they would say something about my friend. And or they would say, "Well, I thought today it was just going to be me and you. If you want to spend more time with your friends than you do with me." So there was this guilt, and I would feel. And
There were times when I did. I would, okay, well, I'm going to make this arrangement where we're all going to hang out with my friends because this is how it's supposed to be. This is supposed to be healthy with my friends and this person that I'm with. And they would end up making my friends feel really weird. And so it made the situations uncomfortable when I would hang around. They were demeaning. They weren't demeaning up to their face. They were demeaning on the side, but my friends caught on. And they had this superiority complex. When you would meet them, um, this person would just listen to everything that you had to say and ask questions and would later repeat things that you said and remembered everything. And so, of course, you felt like, wow, this person is really intently trying to listen. Um, but the thing is that this person didn't care about anybody, because they would talk to me afterwards about these people and then would tell me this is where I would get the um, the other perspective because I could kind of hear what was going on in their brain. For example, one woman had a gym membership, and this was one way that this person could get a cheap gym membership alongside this person because they got like a special deal. So they were going to talk to this person and act like they were their friend, and it had nothing to do with friendship. It had nothing to do with really getting to know who this person was and really liking them. And they would degrade them afterwards, and they would listen to this. So, yeah, there was a lot of that happened. The other big thing that occurred that made me realize that this person was narcissistic was that they did not ask me to be their girlfriend for years, and it really hurt. And it was something that they held over me. And so the way that it started again was with my feelings, with disregarding my feelings. And when I wanted to talk about, you know, and so what happened through the years is that I didn't even know what PTSD is. I didn't know what it was to feel insane, and this person made me insane. I actually almost went to a mental institution several times because of this human being in my life. And so what ended up happening is this person then would say, well, I can't ask you to be my girlfriend because look at you. You're so unstable. You're very unstable. And until you're stable, then I'll ask you, and it it's very deep psychological abuse, and they make you feel worthless. They, you know, there was shame. They hid me for years from other people, and even into the last moments, which was several months ago, was still hiding me from people in their lives. And so, what it accounts for is that, again, there's shame, and they're feeling those immense pieces that they do not want to surface. They don't want those pieces surfacing to the top. So, they're going to do everything to make you feel those things, and they're going to project. There was a lot of projecting that happened in the relationship. So, um, two things that really kind of helped me is I had a friend that handed me a book, which was in regards to codependency. I was offended when she gave me the book. I really was. Um, but I was glad that she gave it to me afterwards because when I started reading it, I started understanding who I was and that I needed to understand why am I wanting to be in this relationship when someone is disregarding me continuously and causing such pain and such hurt and is not truly loving me. really loving me. And so I read that book, and it spoke a lot to me. Um, so what I'm going to kind of do in my video blogs is kind of share with you things that I'm doing. And, you know, things are kind of going on through my head as a survivor of this type of abuse. Because I want you to know that you are not alone at all. I felt that way. I had no idea there was a name for this for years, for a narcissism. And as soon as I read what it was, and it described the person, to a T, and I was elated, in some sense of the word, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is this person. And when I started digging deeper into different types of narcissism, this one I believe to be a covert narcissist, it shed even more light. And it was like somebody had walked into my life with a video camera and was videotaping everything that happened and said, "Is this it? Is this what happened?" And having that validation to know that you're not crazy, and that other people that have gone through narcissistic abuse, that have gone through post-traumatic stress disorder, that have never gone through it and have felt crazy with this person. Another book that I want to recommend that has been a life changer and saver is Ross Rosenberg, The Human Magnet Syndrome, Why We Love the People That Hurt Us. In his book, I believe he's a psychotherapist. Yes, he is indeed. He talks about the degrees of narcissism, and has kind of like a chart that he has, with a numeric system. So I think you'll definitely find it very helpful. So I'm gonna come back here next week and let you know where I'm at. I was gonna try to do this video blog yesterday, and I couldn't. I was emotionally just hurt. And it's been 2 months since I have been out of this relationship. I have been and out, in and out, in and out of this relationship more times than and uh, so this is it. I'm here. I'm doing this actually. I would have been dating by this time, years, I would say last year I would have been dating again to try to kind of escape the hurt. But this time in my life, I'm actually spending time with me. And so I hope that you can somehow relate, and know that I'm here with you, and that we're going through this together, and it'll be okay. And with love, and we'll get through this. Until next time, good day.